for IUIC TV. I'm going to put it up on the webcam here. I don't know if you can full screen it. And it says, when men became gods. I'm going to show this to you in a second. And it has UFOs in the background, which I can explain if you want. And it's rated R for Revolution. And shows the two leaders having superpowers. So are you ready? Can you see this?
Oh, yeah. Dude, it's like a Marvel movie.
It is like a Marvel movie. So the UFOs are the chariots described in the book of Ezekiel. And black angels will be manning them. And they're going to rain down destruction on America while nuclear missiles are coming. And the Israelites will take part in the destruction, slaughtering their enemies. And that's why they're having superpowers. They believe they'll be granted spiritual powers like Marvel characters when Yahushua returns.
Hey,
and
that's
it says,
dope editing right there.
When men became gods.
Yeah.
That's what that says.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I sent you the clip that's very short that actually shows them like turning into superheroes.
I think you sent something.
It might be like
the lightning and stuff.
Yeah, can you show that?
Yeah, I like that. Dude,
so this,
hey man, editing is fun.
You like it? Yeah, so they make actual videos showing what I'm talking about. And the thing is, we can, in a way it's funny, right? But I gotta tell you guys, for example, think about the Watchtower. They always had their little booklets, their little pamphlets, and then they would have this kind of odd art, and they would show like someone grabbing an apple, on Earth, they're in paradise or whatever. But there's a reason why they use images. It kind of sells the realism of the idea. Well, a lot of these groups have really fallen behind on sort of the internet game with using video and visual images effectively as they should for the growth of their organization. IUIC, much smaller than the Jehovah's Witnesses, yet way more ambitious in the media. And what happens, I've seen it time and time again, the media game will become a reality with actual numbers and boots on the ground over time. Their leader getting superpowers that he's going to use in the future on people. Watch this.
All the praises and the honor goes to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushua Bahashem, Recha Ha Quadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you, brethren. Shalom to you, few sisters, and shalom to the hopefully elect. Peace to you. I want to go in this video here. Okay, I took a look at Vocab Malone's video reacting to the IUIC, End Times Prophecy video. Now, at the beginning of the video, obviously a couple of scriptures came to mind right away when they was kind of going in on the prophetic events with the UFOs, the chariots, and the salvation. But then as they went on, I seen this video with them with this spiritual power, and this is the mindset of the IUIC. And I remember, there was some pictures drawn of the apostles kind of in the same light, and they said themselves, we're humble, we're not supposed to be like this. And that's the mindset of the IUIC. But see, the IUIC, they're on different levels of arrogance, right? They're on different levels of arrogance and pride. They all standing there with the lightning flashing through them. I don't know if they're just saying that's the example of what the Israelites are going to be, but they got themselves standing there, and they have Nate, Bishop Nathaniel, as the head leader of what they call Marvels or something, Marvel comics, right? Now, going to Vocab Malone and them, this is like a twofold video. Vocab has said that this is extravagant and it's crazy, it's Marvel comics and so forth and so on. But we're going to go back into the history of the Bible and show you some more. In fact, when you go to the Bible, the mighty men and the slaying of thousands of men, this is where they get it from, actually. They get it from the Bible, right? But what IUIC is saying is correct to a degree, with the UFOs, the chariots, the missiles, right? The beaming up of the elect. That's all true because the Christians believe they're going to be beamed up in the rapture, right? That's what they say. Jesus is coming on the clouds in the image of white Jesus, by the way. They'll say it doesn't matter, but we know he's going to have to look like something. In their minds, he's white. So let's go to Exodus. Let's go to Exodus 14 and 19, I think. It says, and Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by the strong east wind all that night, and made the sea dry, and the waters were divided. So this is a strange salvation, right? Again, they speak of marvels, but you'll see that type of stuff in these Marvel movies, okay? And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left hand. And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them into the midst of the sea, even all the Pharaoh's horses and his chariots and horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning, right, the morning watch, the Lord looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of the fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians, and took off their chariot wheels. They drave them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fighteth for them against the Egyptians. Now when you keep reading, the Lord, let me go to 27. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to the strength when the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it, and the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. And the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen, and all the hosts of the Pharaohs came into the sea after them. There remained not much as one of them. So you can imagine if the sea completely parted, hundreds of feet, I don't know. It had to be pretty deep for them to walk through there like that and hold everything back. And then you're that far down, and you can imagine hundreds of feet up, and you can see this water in a wall on your right and on your left. If that water collapses, you ain't got a chance. Number one, the pressure of the sea will crush you. If you know anything about water can carry a high pressure. I used to swim. So you go deeper into the water or the ocean, the deeper you go down, the more pressure you receive. Right? That's why they have to, them deep sea divers, if they go too deep, they got to get in these chambers so their blood don't boil, right? You get the point. So this is a miracle that has happened. And all that IUIC is saying is what we teach, that there will be another miracle that is going to happen. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall a righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such that have afflicted him, and make no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. Right? So it's going to be an amazing thing to see the salvation of the elect. Right? I can keep reading, but just to get to the point, right? So it's going to be, let's go to Matthew 24 and 31. We'll go 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, right? And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory, right? And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heaven, even to the other. So again, you see these Marvel movies, we can see resemblances. We'll get into the spiritual power, but you'll see resemblances in that. So when you go to the precept, because a Christian will say, you go into the elect, it means Christian. Well, Christians were Israelites. So you go to Isaiah 45:4, it says, for Jacob my servant's sake, Israel mine elect. I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. So we can clearly see that the Israelites that he's talking about is the Lord's elect. Now let's get another precept. Zechariah 2:6. Ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord. For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith the Lord. So we can go to Revelation 7:9, where the kindreds and multitudes. Go to Hosea 1:10 and 11, Genesis 32, I believe, and various other scriptures that proves that this is clearly talking about the Israelites. So let's go to 1 Corinthians 15 and 51. It says, behold, I shew you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall be all changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound. And going back to Matthew 24, when the Lord returns, he's not returning with sandals, right? He's not returning with some sandals and and a bed sheet with long stringy hair. We're going to show you how the Lord's going to return. I didn't look this up. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. 47? Let's go to Isaiah 47:1 or 2. It says, verse 3, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit down on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, Edom. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Verse 3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Right? So he's not coming in the form that you see, like they see. This is why they got that white image engrafted in your brains. That's not how this going down. Look, Ecclesiastes 1:9, no new thing under the sun. It was a crazy salvation before. It's going to be even more of a beautiful salvation to come. So it says, come forth, ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord. For I spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith the Lord. Right? Well, another scripture comes back to mind. You know, there's so many scriptures to get on this, but I'm just trying to hit the point. Isaiah 11, verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again a second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left. So now, if this is everybody, why would they say the remnant of his people? And let's say they're talking about as everybody, and it could be anybody. So why would it say from Assyria, a remnant of his people which will be left from Assyria and from Egypt, from Pathros, or from Cush? And we all know what it means by it says his people, right? Well, it says from a remnant from his people, from Assyria, from Egypt, from Pathros, from Cush, from Elam, Shinar, Hamath, and all the coasts of the sea. Again, I didn't prepare for this, but let's go. We're still in Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah 10 and 21. Is it 21? 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and as such that are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him and be smote that smote them, but shall stand upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. The remnant shall return, even a remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty God. For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, Hosea 1:10 and 11, yet a remnant of them shall return. So that's pretty much the point. To sum up this whole video, there will be spiritual power. But number one, the IUIC, they boast in the law, right? They do nothing but they're great boasters, and they're what do they call that? When they have this mindset of trying to get people's attention. You know, they have that mindset of doing all these fabulous things, you know, these so-called wonderful works, these miracles. Superfluity, I think is what I was looking for. You know what I'm saying? Which I did a quick look up for superfluity, an unnecessarily or excessively large amount of number of something, an unnecessary thing, the state of being superfluous, right? The state of being superfluous, unnecessary, especially through being more than enough. Yeah, that's superfluity. That's those guys. That sums them up in a nutshell. And yes, there will be spiritual power, right? Yes, the children of Israel only, the elect out of the Israelites, will be delivered. And it's kind of crazy because Vocab Malone and the Christians, they teach some miracle birth where not the Holy Spirit, a special man had sex with Mary that was part of the three and brought back themselves. So I don't know if that's Marvel Comics or that. Obviously that's not Marvel Comics. I don't know if that's a little crazy porn mixed in with some horror. I don't know. It's all weird, man. It's all weird. That's all I have on that. Shalom.